And we want to kick things off with a look at our weather forecast because after a really nice, comfortable weekend, things are going to heat up again. Another heat wave is in store, so let's head on over to meteorologist Thomas Patrick in the Weather Center to talk about more hot weather. Thomas, are we going to reach the triple digits today?
I think we'll be close, but only those in central Washington, like Moses Lake and out towards Wenatchee. Probably going to be a lot closer to that triple-digit mark for today. But yeah, it was nice to have a break from the AC on Saturday. I kicked it on for a couple hours on Sunday, but today I think it's going to work a lot harder because that's the trend that we have ongoing for the first half of this week. Still at 65 degrees for 6 o'clock in the morning is pretty mild for our region, but Spokane might be one of the few outliers because there aren't too many locations that are in the 60s. In fact, North Idaho is nice and comfortable and cool at 52 in Coeur d'Alene and 50 degrees in Sandpoint, 51 out in the Silver Valley as well. Cherish those cooler hours first thing in the morning because it will heat up fast for today. We'll be close to 90 degrees even by noon today and looking at anywhere between the mid to upper 90s for most of the region. For this afternoon, again, a few spots might be close to that triple digit mark. And the locations that are most likely to hit hundreds today are those that you see under the excessive heat warning. So those purple shaded areas, the magenta shaded areas from Omak to Grand Coulee, Moses Lake, as well as Lewiston, Idaho. You're probably close to 100 degrees today, and again for tomorrow, a two-day heat wave in front of us.
Well, with more heat on the way today and this week, the cooling tent at the homeless encampment near I-90 is still up, and the Spokane Fire Marshal is still asking that it be removed because it doesn't have a permit to be up. KREM 2's Malia Kamal has more about the organizers' plans to keep the tent up through the next wave of heat. Good morning, Malia.
Good morning, Tim. Now, the cooling tent at the homeless encampment will stay up until tomorrow. Many people who live at the camp have used the tent to rest and for sleep as the temperatures climb into the triple digits. Now, the city of Spokane previously issued an order to the Washington State Department of Transportation asking that the tent be removed, but both the tent and the encampment sits on the property owned by WashDOT. Now, the city can fine WashDOT for each day it doesn't comply with the city's order.
Next week it's going to be back triple digits. To take this down, it's going to be a lot more money to take it down and put it right back up again for next week. So if we can just leave it there.
There are many services provided by the tent, including food. Now, Jules Helping Hands also says that they're already $4,000 short in funding for the tent staff. Now, a spokesperson for Jules says that they hope to get a permit to keep it up as long as they can. In the newsroom, Malia Kamal, KREM 2 News.
Now, as the heat heads our way this week, Spokane is reactivating its cooling shelters.
Yeah, all 4 Spokane libraries are extending their hours to help people escape the heat beginning today. The Shadle Park, Liberty Park, Hilliard, and Central libraries will now continue their extended hours until 8 p.m. tomorrow. So don't forget about pools and splash pads. Those are also really great options to beat the heat. City splash pads across the city are open from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. at night. 6 pools will also be open Monday through Saturday, but the hours there do vary, so you'll want to check before you go.
Well, the excessive heat heading our way means that some outdoor events in Spokane will be canceled, and that includes Spokane Riverfront Eats, which was scheduled for tomorrow. This is the second time this summer that the event has been canceled due to the heat. Of course, we're continuing to monitor other outdoor events happening across Spokane, and we'll continue to update you if there are any more cancellations this week.
And if you would like a link to all the cooling centers across the city and a look at our weather forecast, you can text the word heat to the number 509-448-2000, and we will send a link right to your phone.
New this morning, evacuation levels around the Williams Lake fire are being removed. That's according to the Spokane County Fire District 3 Facebook page.
The fire is still not 100% contained, and local officials are asking people to be mindful that crews are still working in the area.
Crews will be continuously out even once fire camp's broken down. Crews will still be out here doing daily checks, monitoring the fire, making sure everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Well, the fire has been burning since last Wednesday. Right now, DNR estimates the fire burned more than 1,800 acres.
Meanwhile, on Saturday, the Sullivan family farm held a sale to help rebuild their farm after the fire. It was held at the Bohemian in the Valley, and the fundraiser almost sold out within the first hour.
Sullivan Family Farms has been with us for about 2 years, part of our Bohemian family. I just believe if the opportunity for you to help somebody comes up, you should take it. And we have the platform, so why not?
Now they sold treats, candles, greeting cards, t-shirts, and more. And the profits are going to help with the rebuilding efforts. The Sullivan family said that, quote, any purchase would be such a blessing to our family as we start to rebuild, end quote. Now this morning, efforts are also being made to reunite a dog with his owner. Take a look at your screen there. He's a male German Shepherd and he was found on Williams Lake Road by a fire crew. So he's been nicknamed Smokey for the time being. If you know Smokey's owner, please contact Fire District 3. Their number is right there on your screen right now. Now a Good Samaritan is actually keeping Smokey at their home until they're able to track down Smokey's owner. We're told that he's very well behaved and had fire retardant on him when he was found. Now, this is the worst fire activity of the year so far, but DNR says that it will likely get worse as the heat continues.
This is the prime part of the season for severe fire potential. As we've seen just in the past few days, it is going to likely get worse before it gets better.
So for the very latest information on all of the wildfires burning across our region, you can text the word fire to the number 509-448-2000, and we'll send you a link with all of that information right to your phone.
It's 6:07. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. Bonner County sheriffs arrested a 64-year-old man for murder. Deputies responded to a 911 call from Michael Schofield. He told deputies he shot his friend. When deputies arrived, they found a 66-year-old man dead. Deputies arrested Schofield for murder. The name of the man shot has not been released. Authorities released the names of the Spokane police officer and Spokane County Sheriff deputy who shot and killed a robbery suspect last week. They are Detective Derek McNall and officers Jacob Siegel, Scott Lesser, Robert Riggles, and Corporal Brandon Lynch. During a standoff, Detective McNall and the officer say they shot at the suspect after he started shooting at them. Well, the Coeur d'Alene Street Fair returned to North Idaho this weekend. The street fair had more than 250 vendors. It took place in downtown Coeur d'Alene by Independence Park. The street fair usually happens during the first weekend of August, but did not happen the last 2 years because of COVID. And that's a look at your morning rush.
Democrats hope to have the Inflation Reduction Act ready for President Biden to sign by the end of the week.
After an all-night session filled with contentious debate, the Senate approved an economic package despite strong objections from Republicans. The bill aims to combat climate change and rising health care costs. The bill would also raise taxes on large corporations. Republican lawmakers are skeptical that the bill would do anything to reduce inflation.
We're in a recession. Why would you be increasing the cost of government, increasing taxes?
Now, the vote was split by nearly party lines in the Senate, with all Republican senators voting against the bill and all Democratic senators voting for it. Now, President Biden urged the House to pass the economic bill as soon as possible. Speaker Nancy Pelosi said that her chamber would move swiftly to send it to the president's desk to be signed into law.
Washington Governor Jay Inslee responded to the measure's progress. In a statement, he said, quote, "A clean energy economy creating good family wage jobs all across America is coming closer to reality."